Hello everyone, and welcome to another installment of Erin's Book Club. I have another book review to do. I just finished the book and I wanted to do the review while it was still fresh in my head, hence all of this. But you guys are used to me having my reviews while I'm first out of the shower. But before I get into that, I want to show off a really special birthday or Christmas present that I got from a friend of mine who, whoa, sorry, cat's knocking stuff down. Buddy, go on, off. Anyway, a really cool Christmas present from a friend of mine who understands my love of reading. So this is homemade from my friend, and it says Erin's Book. And it's a cross stitch with my name on it, and my favorite color, which is purple, and throughout it. Isn't it amazing? I was really flabbergasted when I got it. It meant so much to have such a personal gift. So thank you, Nicole, for doing that. You have no idea how much this means to me. That being said, let's get on to the book. Again, sorry. Let's try that again. So, I've got a cat behind you that keeps wanting to play with my phone. Anyway, the book review I have to do today is Inside of a Dog, What a Dog Sees, Smells, and Knows by Alexandra Horowitz. Love the cover. Cover's good. First, though, I want to say a few things. I don't think that this is an animal behavioralist. I think she is a psychiatrist. I don't know if she has any medical, like a veterinary degree or anything to that effect. So I don't know how much of what is said here is factual or not. And it's written as a nonfiction, as like a factual textbook. And there are a lot of what seem like factual things, but I don't know if I go with it all. And then the heading of each paragraph in this book is a story about her own dog, Pumpernickel, which they're lovely things to read. I enjoy reading them, but I don't think they belong in a textbook type atmosphere based on the scientific study of a dog. And she opens up the book about this is treating the dog as the animal that it is and not anthropomorphizing them into what we want the dog to be. Which, okay, it's all well and good, but there are a few things here that really bothered me in her context. Like one of the instances was, I don't even know if I could find it. Oh yeah. If the dog had the ability to be a hero and sense and understand and get help if their owner has an emergency. So she sets up this experiment where the owner pretends to have an emergency with a person in the room and a person not in the room to see if the animal will go get the person for help. And because not all of the animals did that, and not all of the animals reacted, it was therefore concluded that animals will not automatically go search for help. And my mind said that is a false pretense for the experiment, because there are so many variables that are different each time that you cannot use that as a valuable conclusion. Because if in fact there was a real emergency, like a heart attack, or you get crushed by let's say a bookshelf that you can't get out of, your body chemical changes. And she spent a good part of the book explaining why or how the dog is so sensitive to the body chemical changes. So if you just kind of drop dead as a fake heart attack, or have a bookshelf land on you in a fake entrapment, your dog's gonna know it's not real, that you're not really actually stressed out and there is no emergency. So why should I go get somebody if you're not actually in trouble? So that experimented, I totally took exception to. And then dotted throughout the book, she made note of how the dogs were basically the superior species. Which, okay, I mean, it's written by a dog, so I get it. But at least twice, she made points or made kicks at the cat as being the inferior species, which, no, you don't do that. I like dogs. I love cats. I don't think one is inferior or superior to one. I think they're two very distinct species. And in one of her examples as the dog being the more fun species. She said that dogs are more fun to play fetch with because they engaged more, which is absolute bull, because I have a cat right now that if I picked up one of her little spongy soccer ball toys that she has and threw it down the hallway, she would grab it and bring it back. Wouldn't matter what time of day or night, she would do it. So to classify all cats as non-responsive to the fetch game, and that therefore makes them inferior, is false. And I know a lot of dogs who won't play fetch. So you can't use that as an example of how one species is better than another. And even if it's said in jest, it doesn't belong in a book that's supposed to be about a scientific look into what the dog is. So I enjoyed some parts of the book, but I struggled to get through this. This one took me forever. I was actually looking through to see, how much longer have I got to go to get done this, which is not a happy feeling to have. And it's the only book where there's like an end here that has, where is it? You turn the page for a question and answer with the author, and I just don't have it in me to read it. And most of the other books that I have, no, actually all of the other books that I have read, doesn't matter if I didn't enjoy the book, I still would read the question and answer because I would want to know where the author is coming from. And I don't. And her outlook on a lot of the things are like, she says, if your dog has a good recall, you basically don't need to teach them anything else. Just come here. Because it's not fair to teach them anything else, because that's a human enforcement. I'm sorry, if you're taking an animal that needs to live with the family, no, you need to teach more than come here. You need to teach sit, you need to teach stay, you need to teach leave it, you need to teach heel, so that you can control your dog in case something happens. And she's saying, mimic play with your dog, like pull its tail, get down on all fours or whatever and mimic play, but be prepared for a few little nips. No, you don't encourage your dog to nip in any way. And then she says too, to know the difference between a nip and a bite. Again, no, especially with the hotbed of dog bites in society nowadays, and how we've got aggressive dogs and non-aggressive dogs, and any dog that bites is aggressive and needs to be put down. And now you're saying distinguish between a nip and a bite because it is your dog's nature to nip? Then no, I'm sorry, that's part of the nature that you train out of them when they come into our non-natural family unit. I don't know. I think the book has a really good pretense. I don't think it was done well, and I think it was very biased to the author's point of view, and the author's point of view is not one that I share. So I'm glad that I read it, but no, I don't think I'll read any more of her stuff because I don't agree. I don't agree. This is going to be one of the worst books of 2020 or 2022 for me, because it just doesn't do it for me. But thanks very much, guys, and I will let you know when I have another book read.